What makes a 25-year-old who seemingly has it all say something like this?
And I'm just being real, I'm being real taken advantage. And I personally wanted just to send out a video to the people that love me and my fans and family that's concerned that I'm okay. I'm not dead. I believe in Jesus. All those are lies. And, they try to put me in jail. They're blocking my cards. I can't access my money. Nobody's hitting me back. I don't know what's going on, but just know I'm okay. Look.
In my opinion, it started right here.
Of boxing, in the ring. 28 years in the ring. I believe I got some credibility. But one thing about boxing, and I close with this, it will call your bluff.
This press conference, just always want to invite him. Man, a couple things that I want to touch. One thing that's been on my heart is the statements that Bernard made, where he'll decide if I'm going to finish or if I should continue boxing after this fight. He don't decide that. My coach does, my team does, everybody that, grinds with me day in and day out, that's who decides, and ultimately God decides, not him. Nobody was telling him when to stop boxing. He stopped boxing at 45, so kudos to him, but he don't determine that. And another thing I want to touch on is, Oscar saying that, we misinterpret, what they say. It's plain English. I didn't hear anybody speaking any language I don't know. So, it's very clear to me that, they're backing this guy to beat me just like they thought Duno was going to beat me. He was the next Filipino star.
There were obvious promotional issues going on between Ryan Garcia before the Oscar Duarte fight. Oscar is kind of goofy, as you can see here. Ryan Garcia would end up winning this fight versus Oscar Duarte, but one of the things that really rubbed Ryan Garcia the wrong way when he actually was coming into this fight was after the Tank fight, Oscar De La Hoya, Bernard Hopkins, and his team essentially left him alone after the fight. And at the press conference, he was visibly upset. The fact that during the biggest fight of his life, people left him, and people were saying that he essentially was screwed over by his own promoter and his team. So this would actually instill some paranoia and some lack of trust in people that he thought were on his team and had his best interest.
At the end of the day, I want to clarify some things.
Stop the coke, nigga. It's fucking up your voice.
I want to clarify some things. I don't do cocaine. I would do a live drug test.
What do you do?
I would do a
what do you
live
do?
drug test.
What do you do?
I drink and I smoke weed, and so has the majority of this room. So has the majority of this room.
What kind of example are you for the younger generation watching this? Talking about you drinking, you smoke weed, making that cool.
Bro,
the younger generation look up to us. What are you talking about? Why are you trying to publicize you drink? Whatever you do behind closed doors, you do behind closed doors.
Anyways,
but why are you trying to? It's young kids. It's young kids watching us. It's young kid watching us.
Mom, you good, Mom? Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
It's people watching us. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that part. You finally got somebody raising your hand saying, I'm real. I'm like this. I do drink. I do smoke. Now what? It's okay. Guess what? We all have our flaws and we all evolve as people. Look I'm 25 years old. You got to remember the weight of the world sometimes feels like it's on my shoulders. I don't know how many people have been 25 years old and made $100 million in their life and can do whatever they want. I want to see what you would do in my shoes. Probably a lot.
So I totally understand why Ryan Garcia would feel that way. And I am totally aware that Ryan Garcia did have some mental health issues prior to this Tank Davis fight. He had the issue with fighting Javier Fortuna, where he pulled out and needed a break after the Luke Campbell fight. He had a falling out with Canelo and the Canelo team, where various words were exchanged between camps. And I think that also contributed to his, hypersensitivity to criticism. So when coming into this Devin Haney fight, I really can't see how, under all the scrutiny, especially against a fighter like Haney, he's trying to get back in the limelight, trying to really establish his name. it was going to get chippy and ugly. Devin Haney immediately started to berate Ryan with accusations of using drugs and alcohol. And truthfully, Ryan Garcia really didn't help much to mitigate the damage from those claims. He actually came out and admitted that he did do those things. So that was quite interesting. I also noticed Ryan Garcia was kind of playing a character that he normally doesn't play. He normally isn't like this. And also a tendency of people going through an episode is gestures of grandeur, as you can see here.
You're in the store? Stay here. You get free shoes. Whatever you want. Whatever you want.
All right, lock it up.
I don't know. Damn, I wish there was more people. Fuck. Bring them in. Bring them in. Bring them in. Bring them in. Oh, come in. Come in. Come in.
After y'all are closing it,
You say to that, he says you're a one-punch fighter.
You don't get to where I'm at with one punch. Obviously, I have another punch. I've knocked people out with the right hand. I mean,
But where are you at? Who have you beat?
I beat Luke Campbell, and he was tough.
This criticism of him being a one-trick pony really seems to be scathing. As you saw in this clip, Devin Haney really is attacking him for only having one punch, very similar to Tank in my opinion. And he's eagerly trying to prove everybody wrong. And when you're going through an episode, you can really, really take these criticisms to heart.
See, when it comes to knowing, and my partner can verify this, Oscar, when it comes to knowing greatness, I lost my first pro fight, and I told Ryan in the dressing room, it ain't how you start, it's how you finish. And you must understand that, because the great ones, they came up from wherever they came up off the ground, out of the penitentiary, anywhere else, and they became great. But it's very few who will continue.
This man to my right, I think he might be unbeatable. I think he might be one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the sport. And when you're as dedicated to the sport as he is, and when you do things right...
That's a crazy statement.
You don't like that?
No, that was the worst statement. Dude, anybody's beatable. That's cap.
Anyone's beatable.
And I like you.
I like you. But I back this man every day of the week and twice on a Sunday.
But you don't got a lie?
I don't lie. I just say...
That was a lie.
I just say...
You said you think he's unbeatable. Okay, I got you.
I do. I think he's unbeatable. But one thing I do is I respect you for taking this challenge.
You can tell the kid is just tired of hearing about how Devin Haney and all these other guys are better than him. He's constantly trying to compare himself to his contemporaries. Yet, when they broke up, you see Ryan doing reckless things like hanging out with OnlyFans girls, always hanging out with a bunch of models, which on the surface seems fine, but you got someone who's preaching he's like a born-again Christian and all about God and always trying to do the right thing and how God has his back and he's righteous, yet he's doing things that are very contradictory to his beliefs. And this new persona that he has on the outside obviously is a front. Ryan Garcia never would have 20, 30 girls riding on a horse coming in. And yeah, people think that maybe he's trying to sell a fight, but when you look at his Instagram, you see kind of the weird messages he's posting. He's not making sense. You see on his face that he's tired. It looks like he's kind of groggy or using some sort of substance, allegedly. I don't know. But you can just tell something's not right. And personally, I don't really wish harm on the kid. He seems to be like a nice kid deep down. But with all the fame and all the scrutiny and all the money now, and the people that adore him and all the things he has at his disposal, it seems like his team and the people that are really close around him are trying to reel him in a bit. I hope they do. I don't want to see this end tragically. More often than not, people that are going through some stuff, you can see that everything is going well or they seem to be okay. But even in the message in the beginning, you see Ryan reading from a script and saying that he's going to be put in jail. And yeah, it's kind of scary. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I used to like making these long form videos. Let me know what you think. Have a good day. And what do you think about Ryan Garcia?